First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the name of who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Bahashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Quadash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also want to give double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Today's lesson, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to title it yet, but I wanted to go into how the state of the Israelite women today was prophesied to happen, right? Going down to the very details on why the so-called black woman, right, doesn't have hair, right? Going down to the very details, saying that they were going to be prostitutes, down to the very detail, going into how they were going to wear makeup. Okay, all these things were prophesied to happen. Okay, and I just wanted to go into that because it shows you the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and that nothing happens by coincidence, right? There's a reason that a majority of Judite women, right, their hair falls off, right, and they have to get wigs. That's not by coincidence, and ultimately it's because they disobeyed Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and they were in that proud spirit. They're in that spirit of, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna go out here and serve these other gods, and ultimately it goes back to because we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We were under the curses. So let's get everything I just said right there. Let's get that. Let's start first with the curses. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. It says, going into the man, it says, thou shalt betroth a wife, right? Pretty much get a wife, right? And the way you get a wife, right, she becomes your wife, is you have sex with her, right? Because marriage, let me clarify that before someone stumbles up, right? The act of marriage is sex, okay? Not the ceremony and doing all that, right? That is, what's it called? That is Israelite customs to have a ceremony, a party, right? And to celebrate. But the act of being married, right, is having sex. The act of marriage is sex. Okay, so it says, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Right, so right there I pretty much told you, hey, that woman that you love, okay, that you've been with forever, hey, she's going to leave you for another man. Okay, and that other man she got with, she's going to leave him for another man. Right, because the Israelites went off, that's why this happening. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15 tells you that. Right, but it shall come to pass, consequences of disobedience. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And then it goes all the way down to verse 68. Right, but the key point, right, you're going to get with the woman, okay, and she was going to leave you. Right, you're going to build up a house, right, going into how we're going to be servants, right, we're going to be building up other men's houses, okay, we're not going to stay in them. A modern day example of that is how you see every single Israelite male, right, so-called Mexicans, right, over there in construction, right, building up houses that they're never going to lay in, okay, that's part of the curses, right, and that's actually verse 64. Verse 64. It says, or verse, man, this is even more direct one I want to get. Actually, let's read verse 56 since we're on the point of the woman. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, right? Because our women, they used to be pure, right? They were so holy, so clean that they wouldn't put their feet on the dirty ground. It says that exact same woman, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Right, in that part about the woman eating her children actually did happen, right? When the temple got sacked. Okay, you can read, I think it's Lamentations goes into that, how the Sodish children, right, they pretty much ate their own children, right? You had the story about the two women fighting, right? Going into how they were fighting over which of their childs they were going to eat first, right? Because there was a great famine over the land, right? These things, they all happen. But the point is that the woman was going to be out of order. Okay, that's the main point I want to get to establish. But now let's go into the fun scriptures, right? The key scriptures that show you who the Israelite woman is supposed to be today, right? And some key characteristics that she is supposed to have. This is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, "Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet." Okay, going into how they're out of order, right? They're out here acting like a whole lot of harlots, right? That word haughty, let's search it up. That word haughty goes into an arrogantly superior and disdainful look, right? They think, these women out here, they think that they're better than men. They think that they can do everything by themselves. They're in that feminist spirit, right? They've ate the lies of the serpent, right? Everything Esau, Edom has told them, okay? They're in that boss bitch era, okay? They're in that, you can't tell me shit era, okay? Can't a nigga tell me shit? Right, I make my own money. I make my own bread. Right, he can't tell me what I can wear. It's my body. Right, that's how they act today. Right, very arrogant, and they think that they're superior than the men. But scriptures say otherwise. Right, there's an order to this. Right, this is how they act. This is what is pushed. This is what the media tells them how they should conduct themselves. Right, Sexy Red. Okay, what she say? Hey, my booty hole is brown and my pussy pink. Right, that's what they promote. Okay, you have 6-year-olds that's what they want to listen to. And here it is, he got the Edomite woman, right, on that same tip, man. Dressing provocatively. Right, nothing new. This is the wine, the philosophy that the serpent has pushed all over the world. Okay, Pound Town. Okay, but this was all prophesied to happen. Right, let's get a couple more words there. Wanton. It says that they have wanton eyes. Let me go down here. Wanton. Right, deliberate and unprovoked. Sexually unrestrained, or having many casual sexual relationships. Typically used of a woman. Right, so right there it tells you, right there, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai told you in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16, in Deuteronomy chapter 28, how these women were going to be acting today. And here it is, we're seeing the prophecies play out beautifully, right? And that's a beautiful thing. It shows you that these scriptures, they are true and faithful. But it says a sexually unrestrained woman, okay, licentious, promiscuous, immoral, unblushing, impure, right, indecent, shameless, right? That's why it says that a shameless woman is counted as a dog, okay? Scripture says that. A shameless woman is counted as a dog, as a bitch, right, as nothing, right, a degenerate. It says to behave in a sexually unrestrained way, right, because that's what the serpent has told them, right? The serpent, which is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the wicked of this earth, the so-called white woman and white man, okay, which go back to Esau, Edom, right? That's another point I want to get onto real quick, right? A lot of people try making this thing black and white, right? Try to get on that tip of, oh, you guys hate white people. No, we hate Edomites, right? There's a difference, okay? Not every single white person out there is an Edomite. The same way, not every black person out there, so-called black, so-called white, right? Not every so-called black person out there is an Israelite, okay? We're not going based off skin color. It's based off nationality. And the scriptures say distinctly, okay? It says distinctly, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So all we're doing is getting with the likeness of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? The Father in the name of the Son. So as I was saying, right? This devil tells these women that, hey, you can do whatever you want. Okay, live the life that you desire. Right? That's why this place is called Babylon the Great. Right? Mystery, harlot. Right? What does a harlot do? A harlot lays with any man that she wants to. Hey, even women. So the same exact way, right? Here in Babylon the Great, you can do whatever you want. You can follow any religion you want. Okay, do as thou wilt. That's the saying. Right? YOLO, you only live once, so hey, go get with that other nigga. Right? Go to Dubai and get pretty much sexually degraded by a whole lot of Ishmaelites. Okay, go do that. Go live your best life, queen. Right? Which you look into that word queen, let's do that. That word queen goes back to, it's spelled like this, queen. Let's get it in the, you got to go into the etymology online to get that one, man. Queen tells you where that word goes back to, right? Queen. Let me see, I think it's this one. Right. A queen goes back to a woman, a low-born woman. Woman also, female serf, hussy, a prostitute. Right? So all these women, right, calling themselves out here, oh, I'm a queen, right? You're pretty much calling yourself a prostitute. Okay, but they're never going to look into the words. Right? They believe that this is what they believe a queen to be. Right? We know what it is. This is what they believe a queen to be. Let's go to images. That's what they believe. They want to be like this fucking devil right here. Okay, that's what they believe it is. But that's not what the word actually goes into. Okay? But back on that point, right? So we pretty much went into how they're supposed to be acting, right? With the stretched forth necks, right? Walking around like they're better than everybody. Walking around like their shit don't stink. Let's see what happens to them and what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ultimately did. Verse 17. It says, therefore Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. Okay, so what he did is that he made them bald. Okay, that's why you see the Judite woman out here, the so-called black woman. Okay, that's why you see them out here with weaves, right? Completely bald. Amber roses. Okay? It's because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai put that curse upon them. Specifically the Israelite woman, and specifically within the Israelite woman, the so-called black woman. Okay? And let's get that word. Let's get that word. Okay? If we go down here, it says to cause a scab upon, smite with scab. And if we go down here, even more, in the last verses it says to make fall off, used of the hair, by disease or scab, hence to make bald. Okay, he made them bald, man. And that's a key characteristic that the Israelite woman was going to have today. Hey, that's one way to show that the so-called black woman is an Israelite. Okay, you don't see the so-called white woman out here losing her hair like that. Right? You don't see any other nation out here losing their hair like that but the so-called black woman. Right? Because they are the Judites. Okay? Let's keep reading a little bit more. It says, in that day, or actually let's get into the pictures first. Let's get into the pictures first. As there's a black woman, no hair weave. Right? And this is pretty much what's happened. Alopecia. Okay, that's what happens. That's what has happened to them. Right? Is that they have gained what they call today alopecia. Right? 21 black women that prove that the hottest hair trend for fall is bald. That's not true, man. Right? That's not true. There's a reason the scriptures say that, hey, the glory of a man is his woman, and the glory of a woman is her hair. Okay? Is her hair. Corinthians say that too. Right? But while I was looking at all this, I saw this article right here. And it says, why do some black women wear wigs and weaves that's not their hair texture? when a white person asks this same question, they say white women wear a wig too, but the wigs look like their hair type. I never see a black woman getting an afro wig. It's rare, right? And the answer to this question is that Eve has ate that apple, man. Eve has ate the lies that Esau, Edom, the serpent, has gave her, which is white supremacy, right? Eve looks at herself like, I'm nothing, right? They hate the way they look like. They hate that their skin is brown, right? They hate that they have woolly hair, right? They hate themselves because Esau, Edom has told them that the white woman is superior than them, right? In every aspect, right? In every aspect and every facet of life, the white woman is superior. And that's why they go and try to get straight hair, okay? And that's part of the curses, right? This woman says it beautifully. Sharon Williams says they have been conditioned to believe their natural hair is not beautiful, and the standard of beauty caters toward long, straight hair. I personally have never worn any of the above, but I know my hair is beautiful and versatile. Today, unlike the past, many of our women are now embracing their natural hair. We know there is none like it. We were born with it, accept and love it, and now we rock it, right? And that's the truth is that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai made the nation of Israel to be above every single nation of the entire earth. Okay, the Israelites are literally superior, okay, than everybody else. Okay, but what does Esau, Edom come and tell you? He tells you that you are the scum of the earth, right? That you're nothing, okay? That you're less than the so-called white woman and white man, right? That's what they tell you. But that's nothing but lies. And this woman down here, this is, right? We see a woman in her correct mindset, right? And we see a woman that fell under the curses, right? It says, speaking for myself, I have not worn weaves, extensions, and wigs, perms, or relaxers in a decade. I have worn my curly natural hair since 2008. I have 4C hair, which is extra curly, so I do get a hot press once a month to loosen the curls. I will be wearing wigs next month because I will be bald soon. I have been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. It says, great news. After numerous blood draws and several doctor appointments, I do not have an autoimmune disease. I have androgenic alopecia. Right, so right there, right, a live example, okay, of a woman, a so-called black woman, a Judite woman, saying that, hey, I'm going to have to go get a wig soon because my hair is falling off, right? Exactly proving what we just read in Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16 and 17, right? Let's keep on reading. Okay, a little bit more things that are going to happen. It says, in that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their claws and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Right? So right there, okay, that's why we see that's why we see the black woman today as she is. It's because Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai ordained it. Let's keep on going. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 30. This is going into the makeup, right? Going into how the makeup was also talked about. Verse 30 says, and when thou art spoiled, this is going into the woman, it says, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, this is the point, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. Right, and this is going to, when shit hits the fan, hey, all that makeup, right, all that jewelry you're putting on, hey, that ain't gonna do nothing. Right, all these men that you're out here pretty much cheating on, right, committing adultery on, right, pretty much as the elder Malcolm says, right, they were on that, man, I forgot the saying, man, right, they were pretty much on that train, right. Hey, in that day, that train's gonna ride you, okay? As it says, thy lovers will despise thee and they will seek thy life, right? Because once shit hits the fan, all these men, like I was saying, they're gonna come and they're gonna have a way with these women, man. These women that have done them dirty, right? That have put them on child support, right? Which is perpetual slavery at that point, right? Because there's men out here where they're living paycheck to paycheck because of child support, man. Title 4D. Okay, the men that pretty much these women have caused to be put in prison, right? When they're left free from prison, they're going to be out here looking and hunting, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is going to put a fierce spirit on Jake. Hey, but that was all prophesied to happen, right? And the point of this was, the makeup, right? It talks about the makeup, which we see today. And one more scripture, Amos chapter 7, and verse 17 says, verse 16 it says, now therefore hear thou the word of Yahweh, thou sayest, prophesy now against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Right? And everything is said right here has happened. Right? Let me get the picture. Your daughter has become a harlot in the street. This is what they push, and this is what, let's get the scripture. Mother is daughter. Let's get that scripture, man. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44 says, behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter. Okay? So, pretty much what you have nowadays is a whole lot of harlots running around. Right? And the main reason for that is because the mother is also a harlot. So, when the mother is out here saying, hey, shake that ass, right? That's my slut. Right, the children, they pick up on all those sayings. They are sponges, right? Everything they say or everything you say, they are gonna mimic that, right? They learn off your mannerisms, right? That's a beautiful thing, but right now it's being used for wickedness, right? But as it says, let's go back to it, right? Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. We see that, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. We also see that. We're catching hell. It says, thy land shall be divided by line, right? What's going on right now in Israel is divided by line, right? It's polluted by the Gentiles, trodden down by the Gentiles. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 5 goes into how all the residue of Idumea have appointed my land into their possession, right? Israel is completely through. It says, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, right? Throughout all four corners of the earth we were scattered. It says, in Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Right? This is the condition we're in right now. Right? We're scattered through all four corners of the earth, serving other gods that were made out of wood and stone that have no power. Right? We do not know who we are. That's Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. Right? We're going to be catching hell till Yahweh Shai comes back. Right? Nothing that we do is ever going to be fruitful. Nothing that we ever do is going to be prosperous because we are under the curses. Okay? But, like I said, I'm not exactly sure I'm going to title this lesson, but I wanted to go into how, this all has happened for a reason, man. Right? Especially with the woman, being bald. That's a beautiful sign that shows you that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is very detailed when it comes to things. And that should boost our faith, right? It should boost our faith because it shows you that nothing is happening by accident. Everything is controlled. The same way that these devils are going to come with the mark of the beast, right, with the chip. The same way these devils are going to come down with great wrath because they know that they have a short time, right? The same way that they're going to persecute the elect, right, and put some to death, right? The same way all that's going to happen, right, is the same way Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is going to raise up a standard for his elect. The same way the elect are going to be preserved in these coming destruction, right, these coming perilous times, right? Psalms the 91st chapter. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. And videos like this should solidify your faith. And like I said, I realize that everything happens for a reason. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, and double honors to the outer bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Shalom, Shalom.